enjoy doing this. All right, so let me get everything set up here because as you can see, I have many tabs open. So hopefully we can get some people to join today. Let me see if we get live on TikTok. Yep, let me do that. I gotta plug my phone in. Give me 1 second here, and I'll get started. Can I do it this way? Oh, I can do it this way. Okay. All right, sorry. So I got like all my devices set up here. Okay, so we got a lot of news to go over today. Hopefully we'll get some people jumping in and out for this recap. Just to real quick again promote it, but we are having a protest. I'm not sure if this is a nationwide thing or just here in my local town, but on the 10th, which is Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. There is a protest going on. So I will be there. I will be live streaming that. So keep an eye out for that. That'll most likely be on TikTok. More than likely just because it's the easiest stream and I get more viewers on TikTok than I do on YouTube, unfortunately, even though YouTube is our primary source of medium or our primary source of putting out content. So yeah, and then they're apparently they sent an email out. They're making signs at one of the churches down the street before. So I might go to that as well and hang out and just kind of, live stream the small communities of America getting together and protesting against what's going on. We have a lot of news to cover. Jesus Christ. I can't believe all this stuff is just from one day. This is just stuff that I've managed to collect today, which is literally insane. So let me go ahead and back out of this. Actually, I can just close that
Just quick, MAGA is already furious about the selection.
So I got TikTok pulled up. I got a couple videos I want to show you guys. Let me take a little sip of my Red Bull here. Red Bull, if you're looking to sponsor any podcasters, holla at your boy. Come on, let's get it. It will be kind of cool. I got a few videos I want to show you guys that I thought were cool that I watched throughout the day. And, of course, we're going to go ahead and troll Twitter a little bit and see how many times Donald Trump posted on, hey, Jeanette, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hold up. Let me go to multi-stream here for the chat. Welcome, Pamela. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm glad to see you. I hope everybody's having a good day. You guys have made me want to continue doing this. I actually am looking forward to doing these live streams now. I wasn't going to do one today. I even said it on the show yesterday. I'm like, I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'm going to get ready for Sunday's show. And I woke up this morning like, I cannot wait to live stream at 6 o'clock. This seems to be the new medium, not the production. Like I've always wanted to do like good edited videos and like on Tuesdays we used to record like 5 episodes back to back to back, and then Wednesday I would sit and I would edit all of those and then put them out just to watch them get like so little interaction. It was honestly frustrating, and those are the times that make you want to give up on doing like podcasts and stuff like that. So I see why a lot of podcasts don't make it past the year on YouTube. But we have prevailed, and we will continue to go on. I have a bunch of news links we can read. All these are again from just today. Some of them are dumber than others, of course. Wouldn't be a proper show if that wasn't the case. So again, I have all this stuff pulled up. But according to the title of my show, I wanted to go ahead. I really like you, Pamela. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I actually is so stoked to be on here just hanging out with you. Now that we've built a community that that you guys are always here. You've supported us from day one, some of you, and it feels good. It feels good. Your encouragement keeps me going. And yes, I do love you guys. Okay, so in weird news, Trump is now going to be importing white people from South Africa. I think we've covered this on the show before. But yes, this is real. Apparently, there are some white people in South Africa. I don't even know I can't believe these are coming that feel discriminated against. Again, I can't even say it. Discriminated against by what? This doesn't make any sense. We're importing white people from South Africa. how is that refugees? Like we're deporting people with tattoos, not even gang tattoos. We're just deporting people with tattoos. But now it's we're gonna just import white people from South Africa because they've been discriminated against. They don't have apartheid anymore, and it's no fun for them anymore. So they want to come over to the United States and participate in Nazism. Oh, I can't say that word on TikTok. You know what I'm getting at, though. Yeah. What the fuck, man? This is so dumb. Okay, so let's read a little bit of it. And this is, again, I use Ground News for those of you guys that want a good news source that cover. This gives me all the articles from all the different news sources, okay? So you don't have to go to, like, MSNBC, or you don't have to go to, like, a certain news publication's website to try and find a story. Ground News, you can set the alerts. You can set what type of stories you're interested in. Yeah, more racist billionaires. Exactly what we need. As if we don't have enough. And it'll, throughout the day, my phone, every time, honestly, I get a Ground News update, I'm like, God damn it. Like one day I would just like no news notifications. That would be so nice. And every time I look at it, I'm like, and this was one of them. So the United States is set to receive its first group of white Afrikaner South African refugees early next week. This arrival follows a February 7th executive order by President Trump instructing the resettlement of these refugees despite the broader suspension of refugee admissions over security concerns. I wonder why he's letting people from South Africa come to the United States. That's interesting. On top of, yeah, who else is from South Africa, right? But yeah, he's selling citizenship for $5 million a pop. So if you're a rich, corrupt criminal from another country, as long as you got $5 billion, you're good to go in the United States. I've been watching video after video after video of U.S. citizens being detained by ICE entering the United States. I've been hearing news reports that they're basically trying to close the border from not allowing us to leave, especially going to Canada. For those of you who don't know, I believe Canada is offering asylum to those that feel targeted by this administration. And they're trying to prevent people from leaving the United States now. We definitely now live in a police state. You know what? It pains me to say that this is our reality. But yeah, this is the world we live in. We're importing white people and deporting innocent brown people and their children. Apparently, it's a couple more American children were born in the United States have been deported to Mexico. The story is the woman and her husband they dropped the kids off at school. On the way home or on the way away from leaving the school, they were pulled over. The husband was detained by ICE. They put her on an ankle monitor and told her as long as she checked in that she would be offered asylum and work permits and yada, yada, yada. Well, she then goes to her appointment with her children. And guess what? They got deported. They got deported to Mexico. They lied to her. And then they basically trapped her into bringing her kids with her. Just so they could deport the kids. I'm sorry, but this is fucked up. I don't care who you are. And I don't care your views on things. If you don't see this as being completely fucked, there's something mentally wrong with you. Like, you have no morals. You have no moral compass whatsoever. If any of this is okay. The Abrego Garcia case alone should infuriate you. How he has anything over zero support in the polls is beyond me. This is a clown show. It's a fascist clown show is what this is. And he is the American clown king. I mean, where's the makeup, the hair, the costume? He's a clown. Okay? Our head of the military is a fucking makeup room. Okay? They wanted to get I have an article. They're getting rid of all trans military members. Okay? But they want to make the military more manly and tougher. But the guy in charge of all of our fucking military has a makeup room. Anybody find anything wrong with that? These alpha males do wear a lot of makeup. I'm just saying they also do a lot of gender affirming care. I mean, look at Elon Musk's hairline, perfect example of that. But yeah, this is the stuff that just absolutely pisses me the fuck off, man. I am so tired of this. I am so tired of the hate. I'm so tired of the miserable fucks that run around this country repeating this shit they hear on Fox News, not doing a goddamn bit of research. They have the same technology we do. How is it that we can't, everything that we present to them is fake, but everything that is presented to them by Trump and anybody that supports Trump, they take as 100% fact without even questioning it? That's the part that blows me away. They don't even question it. Like we talked yesterday about the whole Doge check. Okay, if you make less than 40 grand a year, you ain't seeing a penny. And even if you do see any money, it's only gonna be like $300 now because of all the fraud, waste, and abuse. I actually have a video here of Marjorie Taylor Greene, because don't forget, she is the head of the Doge subcommittee. And she's talking about all this fraud and waste that they found, which is complete bullshit. They haven't found any. There's also a story that I'm going to follow up on that I've been reading, that quietly behind the scenes, the Trump administration is offering to relieve tariffs on countries if they adopt Starlink. If you guys don't think these people are trying to take over the world, as stupid as it sounds, I sound like a goddamn conspiracy theorist. They've turned me into one of them. But this is all factual stuff. Like, they are quietly trying to, I'm going to look more into it just to confirm 100%. But a part of the deal to get rid of the tariffs is, hey, just let Elon put his internet in your country so we can control all the information on the entire planet. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so moving on from importing white people, we have another outage. Another outage at Newark. Yeah. On Friday, today, air traffic controllers at Newark International Airport lost radar control lost radar and communications for about 90 seconds at 3:50. Oh my God. Could you, that's like a shot of crack up the ass. Man, you're at 3:55 in the morning, you're like looking at the screens like, and then all of a sudden they go blank. Oh my God. Because I get bad anxiety sometimes, bro. I would be the guy running around in circles going, oh my God, what the fuck do we do? All right, it's not a joke, though. It's not a joke. On Friday, due to telecommunication, stop laughing. Be serious. On Friday, due to a telecommunications outage at Philadelphia Tracon Area C, the second radar outage in 2 weeks followed a similar incident on April 28th that caused trauma leave among controllers and worsened the existing staffing shortage. So not only do they have a staffing shortage because of an incident that happened on April 28th, same thing happened. It was so traumatic that people had to take 45 days leave. What am I even talking about, man? Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene keeps asking the Republicans, Republicans keep asking, what is a woman? The rumors may be true. I wanted to see the Neanderthal exhibit at the Smithsonian, but we didn't get a chance to, because I heard, and pictures online, she looks a lot like that one, this exhibit. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean, but yeah, I am trying to be mean. What the fuck am I trying to say? I can't stand that woman. I cannot stand that woman. Oh my God. And I feel bad. I don't even like talking bad about people, but they make it so easy. Honestly, they make it so easy. I'm not usually a negative person. I'm usually the one that tries to find, like, I like to laugh a lot and be goofy and stuff like that. But these people make it so easy to just hate their guts. They really do. Oh, okay. So Sean Duffy, head of the Department of Transportation, highlighted frequent connectivity disruptions as evidence of telecom problems. They're trying to get Elon Musk's. We already know this. They're trying to give Elon Musk and Starlink the contract. We already know this. We already did, because the contract was supposed to go to Verizon, y'all. The contract was supposed to go to Verizon. And what happens, Elon Musk starts meddling around in the FCC. All of a sudden, the FCC changed their minds and wants to adopt Starlink and not use the Verizon contract they had already agreed upon. Come on, y'all. So anyway, speaking of Sean Duffy, I have a video of him talking about this. And of course, they're like trying to blame DEI and Biden. And Pete Buttigieg are like, why wasn't anybody upset about air safety when Pete Buttigieg was taking care of this? It's because we didn't have this shit 3 months ago, 4 months ago. None of this was happening until Elon Musk and Donald Trump got involved. I mean, could we at least agree that none of this was happening? And weeks after Trump gets in office, we got plane crashes and airplanes running into themselves on the runways and shit, and all this chaos. We got outages for air traffic controllers, some of the most important people in the country who make sure we get from one place to another safely without crashing into another plane or something else, anything. You can't have 90 seconds as an eternity. Planes are traveling 100 miles an hour, for fuck's sake. Hundreds of miles an hour, and 90 seconds, that's a long ass time, and that covers a very long distance. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah. So I have a video of the Pete Duffy, this dipshit who's not qualified for this job. Of course, trying to deflect. And where was this concern when there was no concern because Pete did a good job. Pete Buttigieg was great at his job. But this is what he has to say, and of course it's on Fox.
I love Democrats who are now like all concerned about air traffic control. They spent $1.2 trillion in the Biden era, Buttigieg era, $1.2 trillion on American infrastructure, and they didn't spend anything on air traffic control, and they knew it was getting old and needed a massive rebuild. They didn't do it. Now they're complaining during the Trump administration, we're the ones that are actually going to fix it. I love Democrats.
What did I just say? What did I just say? It was already in place to get it updated. What did I just say? It was already in place to get updated. But now they're blaming Biden's infrastructure bill didn't address this problem. We know there was a Verizon contract, but he's trying to say that there was nothing in place to update these systems. That's crazy, y'all. This is insane, but this is the shit they are putting out into the public. The only thing we have going for us is less and less people are watching this stuff, and they're going more to progressive media like Midas Touch, who's almost at like 5 million subs now. That's crazy. We'll get there. We'll get there. Probably never, but I'd be happy with 5,000 right now. But no, that's what they're saying on Fox. That's Secretary Duffy. Yeah. What did he used to do? What? Let's look up Sean Duffy's Wikipedia page. Sean Duffy, United States Secretary of Transportation. What did he do before? Excuse me. Oh, he's on television. Oh, this is the Real World guy. This was the guy that was dancing in his underwear on the Real World in the Road Rules. He's from fucking MTV. You gotta be kidding me. ESPN commentator. Oh, okay, district attorney at one point. That's surprising. But yeah, nothing in here. Yeah, nothing in here that would indicate that he's remotely qualified for the current position that he's in, which is not surprising since it's all Fox News personalities and people that lick Donald Trump's butthole on a continuous basis. So yeah, that's that one. So air traffic control is going to shit. They're trying to blame it on Biden, even though none of this happened until they took over. So another one here that caught my eye was Elon Musk messing around again. So Doge-led software revamp to speed up U.S. job cuts. They're basically using AI to do all this shit. Elon's Department of Government Efficiency has completed a revamped software called AutoRIF to accelerate large-scale layoffs as early as 2025. This effort follows Trump's initiative to downsize government agencies and reduce the federal workforce, leading to major layoffs and legal challenges. So, yeah, if you vote for Trump and have a government job and get fired, don't fucking cry to us on social media. We don't want to hear it. I got laid off. This wasn't supposed to happen to me. Yeah, it was. Yeah. You're the person, you're exactly who it was supposed to happen to because you voted for it. So why not you? All right, so AutoRIF, an updated Pentagon program, web-based tool, aims to replace the slow manual layoff process and is expected to cut tens of thousands of jobs at agencies like the Department of Veterans Affairs and the IRS. Of course, the IRS will still target people in like my tax bracket. They're going to get rid of the people in the IRS because they were mad. They did not want, because Biden wanted to hire, I forget how many it was, just a bunch of people to start policing the super wealthy in this country. Honestly, I think it's why one of the reasons Biden lost is he openly said he was going to go after the rich. He could have done that on the down low and just like, pretended. And then afterwards been like, psych. Why not? Like we would have given a shit. Oh, you're going to tax the rich? You didn't say that. All right, cool. More money for us, finally. So yeah, Donald Trump and them are using a web-based software developed by Doge to lay people off. No regard for human lives. I think that's what kills me is the complete lack of human touch with all of this. They are so cold and inhumane. It blows me away. Apparently Elon Musk is stepping back to focus on Tesla. Good luck with that. Selling Teslas to a bunch of breathing, knuckle-dragging, truck-driving morons who think environmentalism is some kind of pseudo-religion. Hey, it actually says that. It's still here listening and learning. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate you guys. Amanda's on here. What's up, everybody? So I'm glad you guys are joining. Hopefully we get some more people. If you can, share the video, share the live, depending if you're watching on TikTok. I'll probably get flagged on TikTok. I always do. Let me see if so far so good. But TikTok doesn't like my videos. They don't get pushed at all. Sometimes I get lucky. Like I don't put effort into my videos for like TikTok and shorts on social media because you can put like hours of effort in editing and thought and write it all out and do this big a production as possible and you get like 300 views. You know what I mean? So I'll say what I gotta say. I'll do the auto cut on CapCut so it adds the subtitles and cuts it automatically. And then I post it. That's it. So, yeah. But okay, so more layoffs are coming. But yeah, Musk, a little weasel, focusing on Tesla. I think it's a little late for that. The only way Tesla survives is, one, they got to start innovating again because they haven't come out with anything new really in years. They have a lot of tech in them, but despite that, they are absolutely terrible cars. Like the most recalled car in the country last year, on top of the amount of accidents and injuries reported. And good God, have you ever seen a battery operated car get on fire? That shit burns forever. Thousands of gallons of water. I wonder if I can find that. I could probably find a video of it, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But yeah, so that's one that caught my eye. This is one that's been a hot topic for us at the movement fight against fascism. The Supreme Court upheld Donald Trump's transgender ban on the military. Again, their obsession with genitals is unrivaled as a group. I have never seen a group of people more obsessed with what's in someone's pants than MAGA Republicans. I mean, honestly, this whole transgender ban, the whole no men and women's sports. What, all three of them? Like, you know what I mean? They went through all this effort to ban women or men from competing in women's sports. There's more. All right, I said this before. There are more people accused of SA in Donald Trump's cabinet than there are trans athletes in the entirety of college sports. Probably by a multiple. Because there's a lot of accusations, let's be honest. So, all right, so up to 1,000 transgender troops are being moved out of the military in a new Pentagon order. So on Thursday, the man in makeup, Pete Hegseth, the Defense Department, announced it would probably start separating up to 1,000 transgender service members who have openly disclosed their identity, while also allowing others a 30-day period to self-report. I wonder what happens if you don't self-report. Okay, so this is just horrible. This is exactly what the Yahtzees did. They went after the trans people first, LGBTQ people first, and then they went after immigrants, and then they went after their own people. We're actually seeing that right now. So this action allows the Supreme Court's Tuesday decision that allows the current administration to proceed with restrictions on transgender service members. It'll be gay service members next, despite ongoing lawsuits. Yeah. So that happened. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand the logic in it. If you're willing to serve your country, why should it matter how you identify or what's in your pants? Nobody should really give a shit what's in your pants. That's basically your own business. You know what I mean? But no, again, Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene, holy shit, she is obsessed with genitals. Completely obsessed with them. Somebody should study her for sure. So, I don't know. Let's go with, what do we have next? Oh, yeah, Jeanine Pirro. Oh, God, Trump's firing more people. I just got another notification from Ground News on my phone while I was talking. That's funny. We talked about this a little yesterday, which this is insane. Jeanine Pirro, another Fox News personality, as a U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C., apparently, and she has more Senate support than Ed Martin. I don't know anything about Ed Martin. Jeanine Pirro, Fox News host and former prosecutor, has long supported Trump and is recognized as one of New York's top district attorneys. She's insane. She's batshit crazy. And just to prove it, we have a video. Here she basically is arguing against due process. Basically saying if you came here illegally, oh well. That's not what the Constitution says, first of all. It's not what the law says. And this is the person they want to put in charge of the law. Yeah, it makes total sense. And she is so just obnoxious at the same time.
The same thing to deport someone to their home country as to send prison.
Well, then you know
that.
First of all, the 9-0 decision by the Supreme Court held that the judge was wrong to think that she or he could enjoin the whole nation and dictate to a president international policy.
Facilitate his return.
No. The facilitation, as the Attorney General herself said, was that if they decide to return him, no judge can tell the president you have to go into another country and pull a citizen of that country and bring him back here when he's illegal here in the first place.
All right. It's not the same thing to deport someone.
But she's okay with sending them to death camps with no due process whatsoever. I mean, you have to at least if you're going to accuse somebody of a crime, especially a misdemeanor, because again, remember, crossing the United States border illegally is not a felony. It is definitely not a crime worthy of being deported to El Salvador death camps. Sorry, it's just not a thing. And if you have a problem with that, you're not about law and order then, because you're full of shit. The party of law and order is just making up their own laws, is what they're doing. So they say if you came here illegally, we're not going to give you any rights or dig into you at this point, because I have some TikTok videos that are going to infuriate you. ICE doing more raids across the country, and it's getting bad. People in the communities are fighting back, thank God, but then they're also getting caught up in all of this too, and they're getting arrested. And Trump actually wants to suspend habeas corpus. I saw this not long before I started the show, but we may as well talk about it now. Newark mayor was also arrested. We're going to talk about that as well. If we can, it's been a half an hour, so if I can ask you guys, just please click the like button if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Yeah, and let's continue. Oh, also, if you guys do want to help support our work, please share this video. We do also have a link, or not a LinkedIn profile. What the hell is it called? What the word? Linktree. Jesus Christ, I have brain fart, man. Yeah, Linktree. Linktree in our bio. You can do GoFundMe. We have a GoFundMe page. All of it goes towards like getting equipment, building a proper studio, stuff like that, so we can put out even more and more content as much as possible, because we have to flood the zone with content like they do. Because like I said, this is a media war that they won. So the only way we're going to fight back is we have to put out as much, if not more, content than they do. So that I would greatly appreciate your help. If you can't, like I said, if you can't donate, because I know times are tough, just share this video. Get some other people in here, and let's just hang out, because I'll be on here for the next 90 minutes or so. So this is if you add, this is Stephen Miller on screen here. If you asked ChatGPT or any image generator to make you an image of every Yahtzee in history, it would look like him. Like, he to me just looks like a typical World War II SS soldier. I mean, I don't know but yeah, they're trying to suspend, and they're actively looking to suspend habeas corpus. And then the only time you're supposed to be able to do this is if there's an invasion, which there's not. Regardless of what Donald Trump and his administration want to tell you, there is. Yeah, he's definitely a weasel, Pamela. I totally agree. Yeah, there's no invasion or insurrection. There is neither of those. So let me go ahead and just unmute this, and we can listen to this weasel, this piece of shit here.
The Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So to say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not. At the end of the day, Congress passed a body of law known as the Immigration and Nationality Act, which stripped Article 3 courts, that's the judicial branch, of jurisdiction over immigration cases. So Congress actually passed, it's called jurisdiction stripping legislation. It passed a number of laws that say that the Article 3 courts aren't even allowed to be involved in immigration cases. Many of you probably don't know this. I'll give you a good example. Are you familiar with the term temporary protected status, or TPS, right?
Yeah.
So by statute, the courts are stripped of jurisdiction from overruling a presidential determination or a secretarial determination on TPS.
Wow, so they're trying to take power away from the courts. And Janine Pirro, you heard her say it, that the court has no right to tell the president what to do. But that's the whole point. That's why we have a separation of powers. That's why we have the three branches of government. They're supposed to check one another, and all of three of them aren't checking one another. This is what you get. Fortunately for us, Donald Trump is pissing off most of the Supreme Court, so they may just, out of spite, hopefully rule in our favor, in America's favor, and not keep doing what they're doing. There's got to be some light at the end of the tunnel here. I have to believe. But so yeah, if they suspend the Constitution, they can basically, or not do the habeas corpus or whatever. They basically lock you up. No due process, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you heard him say they're trying to make it so courts can't even weigh in on the decision, which is completely insane. But yeah, so the writ of habeas corpus has been suspended only 4 times, according to the National Constitution Center, during the Civil War in parts of South Carolina, overrun by the KKK during the Reconstruction period. In 2 provinces in the Philippines in 1905, and in Hawaii after the bombing at Pearl Harbor. Understandable. Nothing that was going on right now would warrant, but they're trying to say that we're being invaded at our southern border. We're not being invaded. Like, we've never been. Look up the word invasion. If you don't believe me, just Google invasion, and you tell me if people coming here illegally, whatever, to have a better life. You know what I mean, for them and their kids. If you think that's an invasion, you're an idiot. However, if Donald Trump keeps pushing people and pushing an entire society, and I'm talking about his own people too, because they're the nutty ones. They're the ones that have a lot of guns. And if Donald Trump makes it so they can't even get diapers or formula or food this summer because we have nothing coming into the country at the moment, yeah, he may be looking at an uprising of his own making. And I'm not saying that as a threat. I'm just saying that's a fact. Like when people start going hungry, that's when shit hits the fan. When people start going hungry, you know what I mean? You'll do anything. Like survival mode. You will do anything to survive, man. You will do anything to survive. And you will do some, yeah, let's just leave it at that. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But at this rate, it doesn't seem like anything, even if he completely reverses course on all of the stuff that he's put into place over the last 3 months, nothing's going to stop the impending supply shortages because the damage has already been done. He interrupted the supply chain. He completely destroyed it. So, yeah. And then, of course, they'll probably blame that on Joe Biden, too. Or somebody, or Hunter Biden's laptop. Or they'll blame it on Hillary's emails, or whatever their excuse of the week is. So this is big, though. They are dying to invoke the Insurrection Act. They're dying to invoke the Insurrection Act so they can use the military on the American population. I already told you yesterday that I fear, and I feel like Donald Trump is making the police like a military force almost, like militarizing the police force, because he's already said on the campaign trail that he wants to give them full immunity for on-the-job actions. It's like, accidentally shoot somebody, oh well, that's crazy. So if he doesn't use, we already know the police force is completely corrupt in this country. So if he doesn't get to use the military, he still may use the police against us. I mean, he's using ICE like a hit squad almost. It's actually disgusting how they're treating people. Just, I don't understand how they're treating human beings like this. Families, people with kids. They're just they're taking them and treating them like complete criminals. People had done nothing wrong. And no, you cannot say, "Oh, they came here late." Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you think people are it's okay for people to be treated like this because they came here illegally, then shut the fuck up. And you tell me then, MAGA, how do you come here legally? Okay, if you think that everybody should come here legally, off the top of your head, I want you to tell me, how do people come to the United States legally? I guarantee you don't fucking know because you don't look shit up. You never do. But then they should come here. You know how hard it is to come here legally? It's probably easier to cross the desert down there in the southern border than it is to come here legally. And cheaper because it costs, like I said, freedom in America is not free. It costs thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So, yeah. Janine Pirro, let's get rid of that. Oh, yeah, I wanted to follow up on this. So MAGA, the MAGA world is melting down over the Pope because he is definitely not a fan of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Republicans wanted, I said this yesterday, Republicans wanted a far-right Pope, but instead they got a continuation of Pope Francis, who was not a fan of Donald Trump. In February, he was a cardinal at the time. He shared a piece on X entitled, "J.D. Vance is wrong. Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others." The author pushed back on Vance's claim that Christians should love their family first, then their neighbor, then their community, then their followers, blah, blah, blah. Vance was attempting to twist Catholic theology. Surprise there. They twist Christianity to serve their own purpose. But, yeah, they're melting down. They're really not happy. I showed you that post from Laura Loomy yesterday. Like, she is going absolutely apeshit over this. So if he doesn't like Donald Trump, I like the guy already. So let's hope he stands his ground. He has a lot of power. I don't think people really realize that, but the Pope has a lot of power behind the scenes. I don't really know. I can't imagine going to the Vatican. I'm not a religious person, but I think that would be something cool to see. Just go to the Vatican, the entire city. Like it's got its own postal system. That's crazy. Oh my God. So let's go to the next topic, man. We got plenty to talk about. Regarding the due process, Tommy Tuberville weighed in on it. This guy's an absolute muppet. For those of you who don't know, Tommy Tuberville from Alabama, former football coach, says we cannot afford due process. That's crazy.
Welcome to Northeast. So, what are you looking for?
Of course, he's going to play a commercial.
2 outs!
I want to inspire kids the same way I was inspired.
I don't want to.
I want to help solve the nursing shortage.
Come on,
I want to make the internet a safer place.
I want to live with no regrets.
You're killing my vibe here.
I want to give my kids a better future.
No matter what you're looking for, begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
He believes in the Constitution. The due process sometimes is so slow, and most of this is he's talking about has to do with the border and immigration. The Democrats obviously want to say we need to give everybody a court case. Can't do that. We'd be doing it all the way till the year 3000.
But shouldn't everybody have due process in this country?
Well, they should have, but if you're a citizen, if you're an illegal, you're given a short period of time and gone. We got to get people back. We can't afford it.
Works. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. Well, they want to deport 21 million people, and so far they are burning through money trying to pull this off, and they are not any. They're never going to pull this off. It's going to make America go. This whole plan is going to make America go bankrupt. Their deportation plan, and it's going to kill people. It's going to get people killed. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Let's not sugarcoat it. People already have died. People at the detention center in Florida died because of the conditions. No water, no food. Treating people like animals, putting them in cages. Kids. Like, it's disgusting. Truly disgusting. And what makes it worse is there's people out there just cheering this shit on. They're excited about seeing people with darker skin in cages. That's crazy to me. Like, where's your humanity? Excuse me. A little bit of that Red Bull came back up. This story is crazy. I have the video from Donald Trump here talking about he's tariffing Mattel now. Which one was it? Was it this one? No. Was it this one? Was it which one was it? Yep, there it is. There it is. So Donald Trump is now tariffing the toy company. Okay, is this how you make America great? So tariffing toy.
Mattel, I'm not so sure. They also said they're the only country I've heard. They said, well, we're going to go counter. We're going to try going someplace else. That's okay. Let him go, and we'll put 100% tariff on his toys, and he won't sell one toy in the United States, and that's their biggest market. I heard that. I mean, I watched this guy talking about how I'm going to go counter. I said, well, I wouldn't want to have him as an executive too long.
Bro, the guy wants to put Mattel, a tariff on toys. On a toy company. Country and a person at the same sentence. Yeah. He probably does. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let's play it again. Please tell me he thinks Mattel is a country.
I'm not so sure. They also said they're the only country I've heard. They said, well, we're going to go counter. We're going to try going someplace else. That's okay. Let him go, and we'll put 100% tariff on his.
He said Mattel's a country. No fucking way. I'm so glad you caught that. Oh, my God. Donald Trump just said Mattel was a country. That is hilarious. I have to play that again. Yeah. That's funny.
Mattel, I don't know. I'm not so sure. They also said they're the only country I've heard. They said, well, we're going to go counter. We're going to try going someplace else. That's okay. Let him go, and we'll put 100% tariff on his toys. And
he thinks Mattel is a country that produces toys. He thinks Mattel is a I don't know how to say it with a straight face. He thinks Mattel is a country. What the fuck, man? Really? That's hilarious. I didn't catch that, but yeah, he wants. That is funny. That's some funny shit right there. So apparently the UK trade deal is not warming over the Detroit 3 automakers. They are not happy about it. I wonder why. Let's look. So this tentative trade deal that Donald Trump keeps boasting about, it's literally his only trade deal with a country we didn't even need a trade deal with. Why are we renegotiating trade deals with our allies? Everything was freaking fine to begin with. So the Trump administration unveiled the trade deal with Britain yesterday that reduces tariffs on British vehicles shipped to the... That means the tariffs are going to be higher on American cars than they are on British vehicles. That's funny. That's hilarious, because for those of you who don't know, there is no such thing as a car that's 100% made in America, because most of them get parts made from from other countries, like Canada and Mexico. And a lot of the parts cross borders several times, which means that part's going to get tariffed every single time it goes across the border. So that's hilarious. Oh my God, we got to talk. I'm going to talk about this with James on Monday. I have a live stream with James on Monday, and we're going to talk about this. We are definitely, that's fucking hilarious. No wonder they're pissed off. They have to pay they have a 25% tariff, and UK only has 10. So Donald Trump is tariffing U.S. car makers more than British car makers. That's funny. What British cars are there anymore? Does anybody know? I can't even name one off the top of my head. I know there is some. I can't think of any major ones that am I just having a complete brain fart? Or, yeah, that's what I mean. The British vehicles are all high-end shit. But even like Jaguar, that's not British anymore. Most of the car makers are not. Like, their parts go from country to country. But as long as it's assembled in the UK, 10% tariff. That's funny. That's hilarious. But no, they're not happy. I understand why. This is going nowhere. He is pissing off, and the U.S. car industry overwhelmingly supported Donald Trump. Just to see this happening. You know, they deserve it. That's what you get. This is what you get for supporting Donald Trump. You get dumbass shit like this. And now that it hurts you, you're upset. Or now that somebody else gets a better deal than you, you're upset. Shut up. Just shut up. You guys deserve all of this. All of this. Oh, shit, that just reminded me Mother's Day's coming up. That's on Sunday, isn't it? What is today? The 9th. Ooh. It's Friday. Okay, yeah, I got to work on that. What else we got? Let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at, yeah. Let's play this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, because this is freaking hilarious. This is from the 5th. Okay, so yeah, there's no fraud. After meeting with Elon, the American people's money has truly been stolen through an incredible amount of fraud and through all types of improper payments. Oh yeah, really? Let's hear it.
The American people's money has truly been stolen through an incredible amount of...
This is the fun part about Twitter. You are a fucking moron. Reply.
Fraud and all types of improper payments. This was actually the first hearing I held, which I think sounded super boring to a lot of people because it was Medicare and improper payments. But the things that they've discovered is how Social Security numbers have been used, and these are for dead people that are over 115 years old, and how basically criminals have been able to take these Social Security numbers, and we're able to get things like small business loans. We're able to get all types of money taken from federal government programs and basically stolen it all.
Have you guys heard of this shit? This is completely made up. What's up, Pamela Turner? Mr. Jeremy in chat. Everybody is doing well today. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are also doing well. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I just can't talk. No. Dead people are not getting improper payments. Thieves are not going around getting dead people's Social Security numbers. Because when you pull somebody's credit, it will say they report to your credit that you're dead. Just saying. It'd be a little suspicious. But yeah, so this is not happening. They're still going around trying to say that people like 150 years old or still getting Social Security payments, or what she's trying to say is criminals. All these criminals, probably illegal immigrants, I'm sure, according to Marjorie, or maybe trans people, are going around stealing dead people's Social Security numbers. Oh my God. Like, does she realize when you apply for stuff, it's all electronic? You have to put in a date of birth, don't you? I mean, I'm pretty sure. What am I saying? I used to work with credit. Yes, your date of birth and Social Security number have to match, or it flags your shit. What am I even asking a question for? Yeah, that's how it works. If you gave a fake Social Security, or somebody's dead grandma's Social Security number, and then a birthday from like 1995, it's gonna be a mismatch. They have to match, or it's gonna throw a big old red flag in the whole mix. So unless you're going through a completely corrupt loan system, that's not happening. That's not happening. This is made up. This is another one of these bullshit stories. They're trying to say that Doge is finding all this fraud. And last time I checked, wasn't fraud a crime? Like, remember Donald Trump got convicted of 34 counts of fraud? If fraud is so illegal and there's so much fraud going on, why has not a single person been named? They would have crucified somebody. They would have made an example of the person for doing all this fraud. You know they would have. They would have caught the person and they would have made an example of them, but they have not even named a single person or provided a single document or a single shred of evidence other than Elon Musk's Doge thing here on Twitter, which is a complete freaking disaster. It's been picked apart and the numbers don't even match up. Or they've edited it so many times because people keep calling them out on it. It's pathetic, but they're going around and people believe this. People believe this. These are the same people that still believe they're getting $5,000 from Doge. They're still online. They still think it's happening. They still think they're getting their Doge check. They are going to wait until the end of time for their Doge check. They could be on their deathbed and be like, where's my Doge check? These people are pathetic. These people are truly pathetic. Oh, also, if you guys want to troll anybody or comment for anybody on Twitter, we can do that. That's always fun. We can do that. Yeah, we can have a good time with that. On the phone. Oh, God. Here's Donald Trump posting his... What is Elon Musk posting? What? All energy generation will be solar? But Donald Trump... Okay, never mind. I'm getting off topic here. I saw this video and just kind of had to laugh about it because no self-awareness whatsoever. And you know what's funny, though? This whole Epstein file thing, like, I think I said it yesterday. The rumor is that they've shredded the Epstein files or are in the process of shredding the Epstein files. It's just a rumor, of course, but they still will not produce it. They keep saying it's just the FBI. There's so much data and there's just so many awful things. We just don't want to, we just want to, the people that will release D-pics of Hunter Biden are worried about, give me a break. But here, FBI Director Kash Patel with Pam Bondi, who everybody's mad at, they actually think she's part of the deep state helping the Democrats. This is the new conspiracy. Pam Bondi is helping the Democrats cover up for the Epstein files. Yes, that is the new one. So she is now part of the deep state, or as James and I like to call it, the derp state. But here is Kash Patel with no self-awareness whatsoever about what his boss used to do to children on Epstein's island. Only one thing happened on that island.
Our children. If you harm our children, you will be given no sanctuary. There is no place we will not come to hunt you down. There is no place we will not look for you.
So
and
dramatic.
There is no cage we will not put you in should you do harm to our children. The prioritization of this administration and General Bondi has made it abundantly clear to child predators, you will be hunted down and you will be prosecuted.
Are you fucking
And that is a refreshing thing to hear for the men and women who do this work tirelessly. And it's also an acknowledgement of the safety that we look forward to bringing America.
What? I'm sorry. I wasn't listening because this whole thing is fucking bullshit. Bloop. Can we zoom in? Zoom. Magnify. Magnify. Should we go in closer? Do I need to go? You know what? I don't think everybody's getting the point. So let's go as fucking 800%, okay? That's Donald Trump. That's Jeffrey Epstein. They were best fucking friends for 15 years. We already know he's on the flight logs. He's on the voice messages or the voice log or whatever, because they didn't have it. This is back in the day. So, but we know that he called Jeffrey Epstein. We know Epstein would go to his casino. Like they were on their way somewhere and they couldn't go to that airport. So the first thing they suggested, hey, let's go to see Donald Trump in Atlantic City. Best friends, bro. And I hate to break MAGA's heart, but Jeffrey Epstein broke the friendship off because he said Donald Trump was a shitty person. That's the truth. Okay, so if you're holding your breath to find out that the Democrats are somehow involved with Epstein, dude, this shit's staring you right in the goddamn face. Your boy, Donald Trump. And this video is probably going to get taken down on Twitter just for showing his picture. But I'm not even going to say the word because I can't. I can say, though, PDF file. But I can't say the actual word because then the video would get taken down. But I think based on that, you understand what I'm getting at. I wish they would just call him that. I wish every hearing they would just have this picture everywhere. If I worked in Congress, if I was a member of Congress, every day I would have my aides print out 10,000 flyers, and their job would be to stick them on every fucking bathroom, on every wall, every mirror, every door, slide them under put them in every mail slot every day. Every day. I would be on the media, be going, well, obviously they're not going to release the Epstein files because Donald Trump's all over them. Every day. There's so many opportunities for the Democrats to fight back. There's so many opportunities. This shit's staring you right in the face. Nobody wants to be associated with this. But they're not pushing this narrative. This is so easy right here. This is a layup. But again, they got mad because Obama wore a brown suit. Oh my God, but this is okay? This is okay? Fuck off. Fuck off, MAGA. Fuck off. Excuse my language, I'm a little upset tonight. But I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of them being like, oh my God, it's a conspiracy. No, it's because Donald Trump is in them. He's probably on video, dog. You know what I'm saying? There's probably video evidence. I'm not going to say there is, obviously, because I don't know for sure. But according to people that have firsthand accounts of Jeffrey Epstein's dealings, there's videos. They videoed a lot. A lot. There's also a lot of videos apparently for Diddy, too. God damn, that guy had hidden cameras in his walls and shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, did you guys know this about Diddy? This is totally off the topic here. Diddy's father used to run with Frank Lucas. I don't know if you guys remember Frank Lucas. You ever see the movie American Gangster with Denzel Washington where he played Frank Lucas? Yeah. That's who Diddy's dad was. Like, Diddy's grew up, like, his dad was gangster, man, for real. People that see Diddy, they think the singing and the dancing and shit. That dude is, yeah, that dude's evil on a whole new level. People seem to forget who his father was. Not saying that that's how you turn out. Well, obviously, he didn't turn out very good. They won't even let that guy out of prison for on parole. Not parole. What is it called? Bond. Let's go to another story. We got plenty to do, and we got TikTok and True Social still that we have to go over. We're at the hour mark right now. If you could, again, we'd just like to ask you guys. Thank you guys for watching, first of all. If you can, please share this video. Try and get as many people in here as we can. I want to do these more often. Tomorrow, I'm definitely not doing one because we have a show. Mike and I have a show on Tuesday at 2 o'clock, so I will not be on tomorrow for sure. So if you can share this video, maybe we can get a few more people in here in the next hour. And, yeah, make a go of this. Also, again, if you guys are kind enough to do so, we are asking for donations. A lot of you have donated multiple times. That's why I hate asking you again, because I know a lot of you are watching right now. If you know anybody that's willing to do so, we could definitely use the help. Things are moving on. Things are getting heated up in Pakistan and India. India is, I forget which one it is. Is India or Pakistan? One of them is extremely pissed off about the other one bombing them, obviously. But the U.S., this is J.D. Vance, our vice president, says a war between two nuclear-powered countries will be none of our business. This administration is completely useless. These people are absolutely fucking useless, man. All right, let's see what Fox News has to say. You know what? I always go towards center or left-leaning publications. You know what? Let's see how Fox News is spinning this. Okay, so we will not intervene. It is fundamentally none of our business. Well, look, we're concerned about any nuclear powers collide and have a major conflict. What we've said, what Secretary Rubio has said, is certainly that the president, we want this thing to de-escalate as quickly as possible. Okay. We can't control these countries, though. Fundamentally, India has its gripes with Pakistan. We used to be the ones that de-escalated shit like this, and now we're the ones who are like, fuck it. What we do is encourage these folks to de-escalate a little bit, but we're not going to get involved in the middle of a war that's fundamentally none of our business and has nothing to do with America's ability to control it. Whew, okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's so terrible. My position is I get along with both, Trump told reporters. Oh my God, this whole administration is just a complete waste of freaking airspace. Oh, yeah, so Pakistan's military reported that this is why this happened. The strikes, wait, was this earlier today? Oh, yeah, this is the reason the whole thing popped off. There was a strike that killed at least 26 people, included men and women, or women and children. Claimed India's action amounted to an act of war. Of course, one side denied it. The other side said, fuck you. Now they're still fighting. And yeah, again, they both have nuclear weapons. So we could see, this is going to sound crazy, and I never thought I'd say this in my lifetime, but we could see a nuclear bomb go off or a nuclear missile strike in our lifetime. We could see one this year. With the way things are going in Russia, in Ukraine, North Korea, China's involved with Russia, while simultaneously currying favor with other countries that we abandoned. And now we have the two nuclear powered countries at each other's throats. And the United States government, absolutely 100% ineffective, limp dick, and useless. Beta males that don't know what they're fucking doing. Don't know what they are doing. These people are just idiots. Jesus Christ. So, yeah. That's happening. That's happening. Actually, I want to get an update on that. Where can I go for that? Let me look on YouTube. This is the nice part about doing these streams is I can just kind of hang out. I don't have to have anything like pre-planned out. All these tabs open in the top, I do that to kind of keep in track of what I want to talk about. But at the same time, it's more just me kind of chilling and hanging out and talking with you guys. All right, let's see what this is.
20 miles away. Anyways, I don't know if this plane that's supposed to be heading to Peshawar, Pakistan, is not going to land there now because of this airspace closure. We'll have to see. I mean, there's Peshawar right there, so it's heading in the general direction. But
okay. Let me look it up. Pakistan, India. 7 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 15 hours ago. I guess I could change the filter most recent, right? Duh. Let's go last hour.
Somebody's watching me.
Oh, I got a cat in the bathroom after that. The algorithm is weird. Oh, I forgot my mom shares my YouTube account, so I guess, yeah, I forget she watches shit on there too. So yeah, that's why my, that's why I'll see like stuff that doesn't make sense. Because I use YouTube for all my like political stuff, video game stuff. This is live
Captain
right now.
Vinod, have we reached a point of no return? And as many would say that now, if India has entered this conflict and has resolved to destroy those terror camps, then is it time to go full throttle?
Absolutely not. In fact, at every point in time, and just want to disagree with Stephen. Stephen, at every point in time, we gave an exit. We are calling it
6
the off ramp.
ballistic
At
missiles
every
was
single
fired.
operation, including this one, we have the capability to do Noor Khan into 10 on all the bases, air bases.
This is crazy. And then we got
in one way.
We got Russia being like, yeah, we'll agree to a ceasefire if all of our conditions are met. And then you got Trump administration be like, see, they want peace. Ukraine wants war. They won't agree to a ceasefire. And the only way Russia will agree to a ceasefire is if Ukraine gives up land. And the United States does nothing about it. That's the worst part, I think, about this is all Russia. The whole plan to take over the United States. We played a video. I'm not going to look for it now because I probably can't find it. But it was an ex-KGB op who did an interview. And in the interview, he said that that's their whole plan, is to destabilize the United States. The long game. They've been playing the long game, y'all. They've been playing this game for decades. First was to destabilize education. They said it would take roughly a generation. I think it took longer, but they said one generation of education to manipulate the population into, essentially voting the way they want them to vote. And that's basically what happened. They destabilized the United States through propaganda. And they had a lot of help. They had help from a lot of billionaires and a lot of very rich people. The billionaires and millionaires are why we're in a situation right now. Maybe not so much the millionaires, but definitely the billionaires. The greedy people that put profit over people are the ones that were really in this mess right now. So this could deteriorate pretty quick. So we'll have to keep you guys posted on that. Yeah, I should have wrote that down. I already forgot. See, that's what happens when I don't write stuff down. I move on to the next topic, and then I forget what I was going to do. There was something I was going to talk with James about. Oh, yeah. Donald Trump thinks Mattel is a country. Okay. Hold on. I got to put that in my notes, or I'll forget. So, Donald Trump thinks... I can't believe I'm writing this out. Mattel is a country that... makes toys. 100% tariff. That's crazy. That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He really thinks that that's a goddamn country. Okay. I think there was something else I was going to write down, but I can't remember what it is now. So that conflict is none of our business. But like I said before, we could see it this year. I'm not trying to be like one of those people that's like, doom and gloom, but let's be realistic. There's a lot of nuclear powers beefing right now. And America's not doing a damn thing to help. If anything, they're just making the situation worse, because we used to be the people that would at least try and de-escalate the conflicts and de-escalate the situation and send out emissaries and all that stuff to talk with people and be like, look, come to an agreement, blah, blah, blah. Now it's just like, whatever. It's not America. We want to talk about America first while they destroy America. That's the crazy part. Donald Trump, dipshit. Guy's such a waste. This is, man, how long do we have to endure this? If we get to vote again, at least in, 2026? So we got a year and a half of this at least. If we get to vote in 2026, I say if, there's no way they're gonna win. There's no way after all of this. That's why me and Mike keep saying, like, it doesn't make sense for me to then to do all of this shit and to break all this stuff and to make people so mad just to hand it over in 4 years. These people do not want to give power back. They never. That was the whole point of Project 2025, is they want to get in, dismantle everything. That way they don't have to ever give it back. And people don't realize, that's why I think we try and create a sense of urgency here, is just because Project 2025, that transition plan, that's a 6-month plan. All that stuff that's in that 900-page document, they want to accomplish that in 6 months. Can't get the link to highlight. What? Have you ever looked up the succession tree? I haven't. Are you talking about within the government? There was something that Biden did something with succession. There was something secretive that he did when it had to do with succession that I should probably look up, but I always keep forgetting. Eric from England, man, what's going on? Thanks for joining the live. It's good to see you. What the hell time is it over there? It's got to be either early in the morning or early in the morning. You got to be, what, 6 hours difference at least? That's cool, though. Appreciate it. Welcome. Hope you know what you're getting yourself into. Here we don't sugarcoat anything. We even turn ad revenue off on all our lives because we don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, because they will demonetize your whole platform. So that I definitely don't want to do. That would be tragic after all this work. All right, let's look at some other stuff. This one's crazy. Oh. Good news. Judge did order the release, because this should have never happened to begin with, but federal judge William Sessions released Turkish Tufts University doctoral student, I can't say that, on bail after she appeared remotely from a Louisiana detention center. She was detained by ICE 6 weeks earlier near her Somerville home during an immigration proceedings related to the accusations of supporting Hamas, which they're basically saying anybody that supports Palestine is Hamas. That's how they classify Hamas. Just like if you have a tattoo that looks suspect and your skin is brown, then you're a terrorist that came into our country illegally. That's how they think. Of course, Homeland Security has not provided any evidence to substantiate these allegations. Was this the girl that was nabbed off the street? What was the name of the girl that was nabbed off of the street? Probably be easier if I just looked it up on my phone. Taken. If I have a question, oh, it is that. Oh, it is her. Okay, cool. Okay, this is the one, me and Mike covered this. She was the one that was, and the only reason we even knew about it, there's a video right there.
NBC News has obtained video showing the moment that a grad...
I'll mute this, but the only reason we even knew about it was because somebody caught it on fucking video. She may not have ever been heard from again, man. But the only thing that saved her is this video right here. She had no idea what was happening. They did not identify themselves as cops. They just walked up to her and started grabbing her. Eventually, they told her that they were police. But then they took her away. And she's been detained since then with no proof. When was that video? Hold up. There was a date in the video. March 25th. It's fucking May 9th. It's May 9th. Over a month. This poor student who came to the United States to get a better education. Sorry. I just can't believe this is how people are being treated in this country. This is disgusting. It's inhumane. And you know what? James is right. The next candidate that runs for the new Nuremberg trials is going to win in a landslide. If Kamala Harris runs in 2028, she should be like, we are having our Nuremberg trials, and everybody that was involved, down to the fucking ICE agents and their assistants, are going to be held accountable. They will win in a landslide on the next election. Am I wrong? Like, this is straight up World War II, but dumber, which actually makes it even more dangerous. it make the stupidity of it all, honestly, the fact that we have some of the dumbest, most moronic people running this country makes it so much more dangerous. And the fact that they have no empathy for human beings just is insane. Yeah, but that's how they treat people. That's how the Trump administration treats people. And I'll keep saying it. I'll say it every episode if I have to. World War II prisoners, German soldiers taken prisoner during World War II, I don't even care if they were arrested right outside of the concentration camps, were given more rights and afforded more dignity than the way MAGA and Donald Trump treats innocent people. A lot of cases that are here legally. Actually, in most cases that are here legally. And now they're deporting American kids. Because their parents came here illegal. They're violating the Constitution, y'all. They are violating directly, blatantly. And the problem is, by the time any of this, our justice system is so slow, by the time they get around to any of this shit, it's too late. They've already deported the people. What are they going to do? Go to Mexico or go to El Salvador and get them back? I mean, if they wanted to get, there's some reason. And I'm sure it's because they don't want Abrego Garcia to talk to the press. But there, what's her name today? We'll talk about it more on Sunday, because Mike and I are going to be talking about the Democrats that are holding all these hearings and the ones that are actually being vocal and fighting back. But Kristi Noem flat out said that Abrego Garcia will never come back to America. Never, ever, ever. Even though he was deported illegally. You know what I'm saying? If anything, because he's been persecuted, he has absolute 100% rights under the Constitution and law to be a U.S. He can now seek asylum in the United States, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because of how he's been treated by the Trump administration. And I'm pretty sure they just don't want the guy talking to the press, because it's going to blow this shit even wider open than it already has. And now you got freaking representatives from the right going down to El Salvador to try and somehow convince the public that what's going on isn't a crime against humanity. And you know what? I hope El Salvador, I hope you lose all your UN funding. I hope they strip every little penny from you. You don't deserve it. Because what you're participating in is some straight up World War II shit. So, yeah, I don't know how some of these people sleep at night. I really don't know how some people sleep at night. All right, we got what? Damn, it's already been an hour and 15 minutes. This one threw me for a loop. Newark mayor was arrested. You heard me right. They're arresting mayors now. The madness never ends. This was today, guys. New Jersey mayor arrested at ICE detention center where he was protesting, which is our constitutional right. You don't need a permit to protest. You need a permit to protest on private property, but if it's public property, you're good as long as you're peacefully assembling. It's your constitutional right. So they trespassed the guy apparently and detained the mayor, the fucking mayor. So on May 9th today, Ross Baraka, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, was taken into custody at Delaney Hall, federal ICE detention facility in New Jersey, protesting against this opening. A lot of people were very upset. There's a lot of, if you want to see videos, there's on TikTok, there's a lot of videos of people with their reactions to what just happened, because this shit's crazy. Arrest followed his efforts to oppose the facility operated by GEO Group under a $1 billion 15-year contract with ICE, announced in February. Interesting. Who is... My inquisitive mind is going. Who is... See, this is what I do. I see something online, I'll read a story, and then look it up. Oh, this is a private fucking detention place. All right, let me read this first before I jump to too many conclusions. All right, GEO Group is a public company based in Boca Raton, Florida, shocker, that specializes in providing services for secure facilities, detention centers, and community reentry programs. They design, finance, develop, operate these facilities, both privately owned on behalf of government agencies. That's exactly what they are. This is a private prison company that has a contract with ICE. That's a big problem. That's a huge fucking problem. GEO Group operates special purpose, state-of-the-art residential centers. Cages. Just say cages. All ICE processing centers operated by GEO have a long-standing record of providing high-quality, culturally responsive services in safe, secure, and humane environments. Get the fuck out of here. This is their webpage. This is how they sell this shit to the public and their fucking investors. They make it sound like they yeah, look. Residential centers provide extensive recreational and educational amenities. Okay, I want us to all remember this moment. So when people start dying in these processing centers or in these detention centers, we're going to remember that they said that they provide extensive recreational and educational amenities, such as state-of-the-art artificial soccer fields, flat-screen TVs in all housing areas, and modern classrooms with the most up-to-date technology, including cutting-edge smart. Motherfuckers, our public school system doesn't even have this. And you want me to believe that your processing center for people you're treating like animals, this is bullshit. This entire page, this entire company is bullshit. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Yeah, okay, throw some pictures on the internet. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's your facility. Yeah, I'm sure that playground exists. And yeah, I'm sure it looks like a daycare. I'm sure. Culturally sensitive. Doesn't that just scream the Trump administration? Culturally sensitive, right? That's them to a T. Stop it. And who's paying for this? Who's paying for this? Is this taxpayer funded, I wonder? Are we paying? Is this what our tax money is going to? The Montgomery Processing Center? With all these nice, beautiful soccer fields and computers and pool tables. Oh, look, medical facilities too. Yeah, I'm sure that exists. I'm so sure. Oh, look, they have paintings. Oh, isn't that cute? They have a nice scenic painting on the wall to make them feel nice at home. Yeah, I'm sure that exists too. I'm sure this is a real place, not Photoshop and AI generated bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I've had apartments that weren't this nice. I mean, fuck. I've had apartments that didn't even have a TV. You had a little flat screen shit. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, that doesn't look real right there to me. Maybe I'm just being overly critical, but these tables do not look real. These look Photoshopped to me for some reason. Or AI generated. They look off. Oh, we're just going to stack people on top of each other. Yeah, this is great. This is so cool. Oh, they have games. Good. We have games. We're good. No pool, though. No pool. Fuck. They got cornhole. Oh, they got a gym. They got ping pong. Bro, whoa. Well, this place is not so bad. But if you look at these pictures, you might be thinking, maybe it's not so bad. But these pictures are lies. That entire synopsis at the beginning, bullshit. It's a private prison company that operates on a for-profit basis. That's why when Donald Trump got elected, private prison companies' stock prices went through the goddamn roof because they knew this was coming, man. They knew Donald Trump was going to give them billions of dollars to build detention centers. And now they're trying to make it look like, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck off. I hate these people with a passion. I hate these people with a passion. I do. I shouldn't talk like that. I know. I shouldn't say hate all the time, but I do. This one I picked up at the last second before I hopped on here. I haven't read any. I don't know anything about this, but for DOJ Working Group and Office of the Pardon Attorney. Okay. Withdrew Ed Martin's nomination due to Senate pressure and replaced him with Jeanine Pirro. Okay. Then Martin has been assigned to a new role. So instead of just not hiring the guy because he wasn't fit for the job, we give him another job. So he's going to be in the Department of Justice. Super. Specifically focusing on government weaponization under the Biden administration. Jesus Christ, you won the goddamn election. You won the election. Nothing that Biden is ever going to say or do is ever going to change the fact that you won. Why are you still focused? Now you're going to spend taxpayer money on going after a weapon. This is the same guy who Kash Patel is targeting. They want to target, what's the guy's name? Lev Parnas's kid, Aaron Parnas. They want to target Aaron Parnas, and they're talking about weaponization of the government. Yeah, this is real. This is real too, I guess. Whatever. That's crazy. What? This headline caught my attention. Sorry, this is one of the articles from the synopsis. That's why, well, yeah, obviously, if he's pro that, he should not be the DC attorney. How the fuck was he even not? Why am I asking that? Why am I asking that? We have literally the orange Yadoff in the Oval Office. Okay, so Donald Trump's nominee to serve as permanent U.S. attorney for Washington, who is now Jeanine Pirro, will soon start walking in a different direction. Ed Martin has served as U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C. since Trump's inauguration. But mounting pressure from Senate Republicans, surprise, who seemed increasingly unlikely to advance Martin's nomination. Where's the pro-Nazi stuff? That's crazy, though. That's absolutely crazy that that's who they wanted. But Jeanine Pirro's no better. She's usually like 3 cocktails deep before she even starts her show. That's nuts, dude. Okay, so yeah, we have that going on. More people that like to do the salute, the Elon salute. We'll call it the Elon salute from now on. How about that? We'll call it the Elon salute. More people that support that. Jobs in the U.S. government. What is going on with this world, man? All right, I don't want to see India, Pakistan anymore. That shit's just it's just pissing me off. You know what? Let's do some fun stuff. We got a half an hour left. You guys are still here. You guys are still watching. I appreciate it. Please, again, spread the word of what we're trying to do here. I want to do this. I would like to live stream. We do 3 shows a week. I would like to live stream like this 3 times a week. So that's 6 days a week. I would like to do this. 7 if I could. Honestly, if I had the time, I would do it every day. I'm actually really starting to enjoy these daily recaps. And there's so much news to go over. It actually keeps me on top of it at the same time. So I'm reacting to a lot of these articles as you are with me because I haven't read all of them by the time I see the headline, I send it to myself, and then I save it for the recap for tonight. And then if I think I like enough to talk about it even more, I'll add it to one of our weekly shows so I can get Mike or James's opinion on it. I can't wait to talk to James about some of this shit. That's gonna be funny. Mattel, the country of Mattel. First he tariffed penguins, and then he went after the country of Mattel, which doesn't exist. That's hilarious. Okay, anyway, let's get rid of that tab. We're winding down, folks. We are winding down. We'll keep this open. Oh, good. Pelosi's in trouble. I don't care. Pelosi needs to go away. Oh, here's the guy right here. Hold up. This manly man here with all the makeup on.
Here at the Defense Department, we continue to relentlessly pursue the president's agenda, especially on readiness. He put out an executive order a week into his presidency, stating the prioritizing military excellence and readiness. that expressing a false gender identity divergent from an individual's sex cannot satisfy the rigorous standards necessary for military service. We agree, and so we implemented that policy.
You have a fucking makeup room. You have a makeup room. You, the manly man running the military, have a fucking makeup room.
Continue to advance that policy here at the Defense Department. So, in accordance with policy now reinstated, service members who have a current diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria may elect to separate voluntarily. There's a timeline here, and then eventually involuntarily if necessary. This is the president's agenda. This is what the American people voted for, and we're going to continue to relentlessly pursue it.
I want to know, will they be honorably discharged? That matters. They shouldn't be discharged to begin with, but I want to know what kind of discharge they plan on giving them, even if they decide to self-discharge or whatever, out of the military, get out of the military. That's, yeah, you have a makeup room. The guy running the military, where's makeup? Almost as much as Donald Trump, apparently. So let's go to TikTok. I have a few videos I wanted to show you guys. I think if I can find my... Oh, man, where are my bookmarks? I don't use TikTok.
Well,
on the goddamn computer. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Videos that I liked. What the hell? Yeah, I don't want you guys to see all the videos. Here's the one of Aaron Parnas.
We have some news right now. Fox News is now coming after me, parroting the idea that I did something wrong or potentially even illegal for talking about upcoming ICE raids in Washington, D.C.
Well, it's not just championing illegal immigrants detained in New Jersey. There's a new trend on the left, and that's warning illegal immigrants about planned ICE raids in sanctuary cities.
We have some breaking news right now. According to reports, ICE raids are coming to Washington, D.C. tomorrow and Wednesday. Especially those working for DoorDash are going to be subject to these raids. ICE agents plan to initiate operations after breakfast hours and before dinner time. If you live in the DMV area, listen up. This comes just one day after top MAGA influencers called for my arrest for doing the exact same thing. Now, I know one thing's for sure. Those in the White House are definitely watching Fox News. And well, here's...
That's crazy. I can't believe that's the thing. I can't believe that's the thing. But no, they're going after independent journalists. They could go after any one of us at any given time. Let's be honest. I mean, myself, a little safer because we have a smaller following. Actually, Aaron Parnas, I think, woke up today finding out he had the biggest Substack in the world. And I forget what it was exactly how he put it. To then find out that you're getting targeted by the Trump administration just for reporting news. That's crazy. But they want to control what gets in and out. You know, they want to control all the airways, all the information, all that shit. So, here's this video. I love this guy for Hassan Piker. If I ever get a chance, I'd love to meet him and have him on the show. Here's him talking about the fact that, here, watch this shit. Remember how me and Mike joked that Donald Trump might have got his Alcatraz idea from a movie? Hassan Piker apparently thought the same thing, but he actually dug more into it.
Dude, literally what happened is Mar-a-Lago movie night. He watches like Alcatraz movie and he thinks to himself, I have a brilliant idea. Reopen Alcatraz and make movies great again. Shut the up. This can't be real. Guess what was on TV in South Florida on Saturday night? 1979 Clint Eastwood film, Escape from Alcatraz. Ain't no way, dude. No. This is fake, right? Like, there's no way this is real. Oh my God. The Independent. Trump announced Alcatraz reopening just hours after Escape from Alcatraz aired on...
Is he the nephew of Cenk? I didn't know that. Not a big fan of him. But yeah. There's a lot of good videos on TikTok. There's a lot of good influencers out there doing good reporting. Here's the one I wanted to show you guys. This is the one in Worcester. I forget what state. I'm sure it'll show when I pull the video up. But this is an ice raid.
Stop, ma'am! Stop! Stop!
Definitely a chaotic scene on Eureka Street Thursday as Worcester police and ICE agents detained a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody.
A baby, too.
They have not been identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother inside. Officers told her she was endangering the baby, so she handed the newborn to a relative, but police allege as the ICE vehicle drove away, she ran after it and kicked the side of it. She was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment of a child, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Also arrested was Ashley.
So everybody's aware the people they're talking about that's surrounding the ICE agents, that was just a community standing up for its citizens. These punk bitches called for backup.
Spring of Worcester, who police said pushed multiple officers and threw an unknown liquid substance on them as they tried to arrest the teen.
Oh no, they threw water on them.
Including a
oh no!
Of a police officer.
Oh my God! There was unknown substance.
ICE was here, the community gathered. We found out that they didn't have a warrant. They didn't have not just a judicial warrant, they didn't have a warrant at all. They wouldn't present it. And the community decided that these women were free to go, and the women decided to go and exercise their right to leave because they were not being detained. At that point, the police continued to try to brutalize them, to rip the baby out of the mother's arms, 4-week-old baby, it looks like, and the community tried to intervene and help them.
Right, but they're going to charge the mom with child endangerment.
The city manager of Worcester said in a statement, the series of events was no doubt disturbing, and the footage of a family being separated is harrowing. He insists that Worcester police were not assisting with the ICE detainment, but they were called in to try to de-escalate a chaotic situation.
Yeah, that happened. That happened as well. That shit's crazy. Yeah. But if you guys aren't following Aaron Parnas, you should be. Actually, at one point, I had messaged Lev Parnas to come be on the show, and he had actually agreed. But was that one on the? I think it might have been on the older podcast I was on. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of shitty stuff going on. But we try and be a little bit brighter. We are, at least laugh about some of the dumb shit that's actually going on. Oh, the Fetterman one. Let me play this one for you because that is a serious concern at this point. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit.
Something is wrong with Senator John Fetterman, and he seems to be a risk to both himself and those around him. Yet another event has occurred, raising concerns about the mental state of Senator John Fetterman.
We talked about this.
A meeting with the Pennsylvania Teachers Union quickly devolved as Senator John Fetterman began to repeat himself, asking, "Why does everyone hate me? What did I ever do wrong?" and began slamming his fists on the table. As the meeting got worse and worse, a staff member for Fetterman actually moved to end the meeting early and ushered everyone outside, where she broke down in tears. That staffer was comforted by the teachers that were at that meeting, who were also shaken by John Fetterman's behavior. After the AP article I previously spoke about, combined with this story that came out today, it's clear to me that John Fetterman is not able to recognize how his own personal actions are affecting those around him, which is why I said that he is a danger to himself and those around him. Now, he can continue to say that these are hit pieces by disgruntled staffers, but this story is coming out of a current staff member that he drove to tears. Something is not right with him, and I need him to go and get the help he needs. He cannot serve his constituents correctly if they are afraid to be around him. Something is wrong with Senator John Fetterman, and he seems...
Yeah, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. So hopefully Fetterman gets help. Obviously something's going on.
Reintroduce myself.
Here's why home equity.
If you have sat out
myself, for those who don't know, I play Warzone.
I think it's so random, the algorithm. So let's go see what Donald Trump's doing on Truth Social just to top this all off. We could troll a couple people on Twitter if we want to still. But let's see how many times this psycho's posted in the last 24 hours again. Oh my God. This is a light day. He must be having a bad day. Oh yeah, it's not going good. It's not going good. All right, 12 hours ago, what was that, 7, 8 in the morning? Here's him announcing his fake deal with the UK. He probably told him, I'll give you anything you want. Just give me, I need a win. Because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. 90, Mr. Donald, 90 deals in 90 days. And this is literally the first one. And it's only because the UK was like, yeah, we'll do this if you do this. Okay. I just need to win. All right, so China should open up its market to the USA. Would be so good for them. Closed markets don't work anymore. Bro, you're such an idiot. 80% tariff on China seems right. Up to Scott B. Scott Bessett? So he's not in charge of his own tariffs now? Is that what he's saying? It's up to this guy? I thought Donald Trump ran everything. I thought it's funny, like how everything is his decision until it's a bad decision, and then he's like, it's not, I don't know what you're talking about. He's always doing that shit, man. All right, so that's 2 hours ago. Let's go back. Where are we at? Yeah, I remember these from yesterday. Janine Pirro. Yep, we talked about that guy. Oh, this one. You guys are going to love this one. This one is hilarious. And this is the picture that we should be painting right here. Because Donald Trump posted that the only problem with even a tiny, and he puts tiny in all big letters, tax increase for the rich, which is also in all caps for some reason, which I and all others would graciously accept in order to help the lower and middle income workers. It's that the radical left Democrat lunatics would go around screaming, "Read my lips," the fabled quote by George Bush the Elder. That is cost him the election. No, Ross Perot cost what? Maybe a Republican should not do it. But I'm okay if they do. So he would. So they would all, these billionaires, would graciously accept a tax increase. But this one's saying that we wouldn't even, it's not good to do the tiny one either. So they would be okay with it though. But because the radical left lunatics would go around screaming, "Read my lips," that's why. That's why. He also said that the problem with raising taxes on billionaires is it would cause them to leave the country. Okay. Fuck off. We don't like you anyways. Less billionaires in this country, the better. I am so over rich people. Super rich people, at least. I got to imagine there's some people out there with money that are actually good people. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know. Many trade deals in the hopper. All good. Great ones. Are they good or are they great? Why would you put good then great in parentheses? This guy's a manic child. I mean, what is this? This is stupid. There's no Trump is delusional. Yeah, there's no more. Costs down. No inflation. Very different from what the Fed and the fake news media were hoping for. Okay, I'll agree. Gas prices are going down, but that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. That's a sign of a recession to come. Gas prices, oil prices tanking, that's not a good sign. If they were coming down the right way, yeah, that's great. But no, they're crashing because of the tariffs and all the dumb shit that he's doing. Eventually, people aren't going to be able to afford to travel anyway. So, okay, so let's MSNBC's got a hard on for MSNBC. Oh God, you guys are Trump is gonna lose his shit. Guess what got nominated for an Emmy? Remember that Kamala Harris interview that he did with was it 60 Minutes? That Trump wants to sue them for because he said that they unfairly edited the footage to make her look better. I just realized that my username is Trump is a punk bitch. I fucking hate this guy. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the bottom corner here. I'm sure somebody will see that. I just realized I forgot I changed it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, they got an Emmy nomination for that interview, and he's gonna lose his mind. All right, so MSNBC, the worst The worst there is on television misrepresentation is so far knowingly off their statements about me and tariffs with a capital T that it should be considered a major campaign violation. Why are you capitalizing random words? Oh my God. All right. There is nothing. They are nothing less than an arm of the Democratic National Committee, of course, and their untruths are incredible. Real losers. Their ratings are down the tubes, but that pressure on them doesn't give them the right to lie and cheat. You mean like Fox News, who almost paid $1 billion for lying? That's crazy. Keith Poole. Okay, he wants to make changes at the Wall Street Journal. And isn't that a Rupert owned? That is a Rupert owned publication. Oh boy, he's having a meltdown. He's having a meltdown. What time was this? This was at noon. All right, so at 12:19 p.m., guys. Hang in there with me. We only got a few more minutes to go. These are going to be good. Buckle up. I just watched an exhausted, highly neurotic. Like, the way he talks about women is disgusting. Honestly, the way he talks about women is disgusting. Highly neurotic Stephanie Ruhle spew lies about tariffs, as do many others. Like his tariff expert, Peter Navarro, in order to not to give me the victory that they all see coming. Nobody sees it, dude. You're the only one that sees it. Few people know Stephanie Ruhle, but I do, and she doesn't have what it takes. Our deal with the United Kingdom and deals capitalized yesterday was an amazing, I can't read today. It was amazing for both countries, and in addition to everything else, British Airways just ordered $10 billion worth of new Boeing planes. Why would you buy a Boeing? I'm going to look that up. I don't know if that's true or not yet. We're going to make fortune with tariffs. Only smart people understand. Only smart people understand that. So every economist on the planet is apparently stupid. And Stephanie was never known as a high IQ person. MSDNC has become the voice of the Democrat Party, and they should be treated as a political advocate with all the taxes and penalties therefrom. Their ratings, which is also in capital letters, are terrible. But Brian Roberts and his crew should be forced to tell the truth. Make America great again. Yeah, this guy's off his fucking rocker. Can we agree that he's got to have some advanced stage dementia at this point or something? I don't know why they even let Grandpa in public. They got to take away his phone. Just lock him in the basement or something. Like, seriously, if he would have just shut the fuck up and played golf, he could have taken credit for the biggest, strongest economy on the planet. But instead, he tanked it. And he keeps pumping and dumping his... Oh, that's a good article I'm going to look into as well. Apparently, a lot of MAGA are pissed because they're losing millions of dollars on his crypto, his meme coin. He keeps pumping and dumping it and making a fortune while the people that are actually investing money in it are losing all kinds of money. Oh, so here he signs executive orders today. What was that about?
Thank you very much. We have some executive orders that we're going to be signing right now that are very important. They're really redos from some horrible mistakes made by Biden and his group.
Of course.
And we're changing them back so that we can lead a normal life, a good life. And they're actually very important. And from the standpoint of lifestyle, they're very important. So I'd ask Will to maybe explain them. And we'll ask some of our congressmen and senators to say a few words, please.
Yes, Mr. President. As you said, we have 4 bills for your attention today. These are bills that have been passed by Congress. In the closing days of the Biden administration, they pushed through a large number of rules and regulations that really hurt ordinary Americans, including in their own homes. So the first of these is HJR 20. This is a bill that repeals Biden-era regulations relating to consumer water heaters, consumer gas-fired water heaters.
Oh, okay, guys.
This is Gary and myself, sir. Gary Palmer sponsored it, but this...
Okay, great. They saved the gas water heaters, everybody. We're saved, guys. America is a much safer and more prosperous place now because these rich assholes want their gas stoves. Like nobody was ever going nobody was ever going after gas stoves. They made it sound like there was a gas stove mafia that was running around and like ripping all their appliances out of the walls. All Biden was trying to do was make it safer, like, less gas leaks and explosions and fires and stuff. That's all they were trying to do. But they made it sound like, oh, Biden's coming after your gas stove. And of course, MAGA, I want my gas stove. Stupid. Military mothers at the White House. Man, come on. This guy's a fucking traitor. And his wife is an illegal immigrant. Can we say that? Can I say that without getting in trouble? She is. She came here. She was introduced to Donald Trump by her pimp. I'm sorry. Talent agent. Because she was a model. And she was introduced to Donald Trump through this guy who was known, this is all factual, by the way, who was known for importing Middle Eastern women for rich white men in America. Or just rich men in America. I don't know, I just added the white part because that's what I picture in my head. They met at a nightclub. They were introduced by her talent agent. And then somehow later, magically, after they get married, she gets an Einstein visa that is only reserved for like Nobel fucking laureates and people that are going to cure cancer and shit. That's what you give the Einstein visa for. And Melania Trump, that's how she became a legal United States citizen. She got an Einstein visa. If she was that smart, she would not be married to Donald Trump. Yeah, she's illegal. She's illegal. So is Elon Musk, his brother. That's not even allegedly. I don't even have to say allegedly for that. His own brother said it while Elon was in the room at a freaking interview they were doing. And Elon was like, well, it's a gray area. No, it's not a gray area. You came here illegally, and now you're fucking up our democracy. Okay, cool. Anna Paulina Looney Bin. What does she do? She's an incredible advocate for the great people of Florida. Florida, y'all got some issues. Georgia, too. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, y'all reelected them? You reelected them. They did nothing the previous 2 years. Absolutely nothing but fake investigations and running around rage baiting people. That's all they did. Anna is an American First patriot, which means she's a Yahtzee who fights tirelessly, because that's what that means, America First. That's a triple K thing. If you guys don't know, America First. That's their slogan. Who fights tirelessly to grow the economy, cut taxes, secure our border of Florida, end migrant crime, support our great vets. Every time I hear that, I want to puke and punch my wall. That shit makes me so mad. You don't support our military. Protect, blah, blah, blah. Second Amendment. Restore energy dominance. Nobody's buying oil from us anymore. China's getting oil from Canada. If anything, you've made us energy deficient. I don't know what the proper word is for that, but we're going to, yeah. When Biden was in office, we were selling more oil than we were taking in, or how's that work? We were deporting more oil, or no, I'm sorry. I forget how it works. And I'm not going to try and sit here and pretend like I know what I'm talking about it. But no, we had a surplus. Yeah, we had a surplus. I'll just say it that way. We had a surplus under Biden. But now it's going to be completely opposite thanks to these people. Pennsylvania. God, Pennsylvania, what are you doing? Unleash American energy. What does that even mean? Unleash American energy. Peace through report. We're going to restore peace through strength in Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're gonna secure the border too of Pennsylvania, because we have sketchy borders in Pennsylvania. Apparently, I was not aware of that. Michigan, what's wrong with y'all? Are you just gluttons for punishment? I've never seen so many people vote against their best interests. Like, you've seen what's happened the last few months. Like, why are you? Doesn't make any sense. I'll never understand it. Hopefully, though, this will be over at the latest the end of next year. Because if Republicans lose the control of the House and Senate, this is why I don't think they'll let it go, is if they lose control of the House and Senate, the investigations of the Trump administration start. If they have congressional authority and if they have control and power in the Senate, Trump's in deep shit. And a lot of his people, probably almost his entire administration, is going to be in deep shit. Not only for the security breaches, but just for the crimes against humanity in general. And also, we'll be talking about it on Monday, I believe. They're using a knockoff, a signal knockoff. So not only did they not learn their lesson, not only were they still using Signal, they were also using, I guess, an Israeli-backed Signal knockoff app that was recently hacked. And according to the hackers, it was not very hard to do. We don't know if any government officials' information, I don't believe anything was compromised, but a lot of information was. And just the fact that they're using these random apps and websites, despite the fact that obviously it's not a good thing to do, obviously the public is not okay with it, but even after getting caught, they're still using, they're probably using Signal like right as we speak. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. These people have no, it's not even that they don't understand the laws and procedures that we have, it's they just don't care. They don't care. Like all the stuff we have in place is to keep us safe in our national security and intelligence and the highest guarded secret safe. That's why we have, SCIF, secure compartment information facility. That's the only place you're supposed to be able to view secure information like that. But they're using Signal app to do stuff like that. And another one, a knockoff app. I forget what it's called. Telemessage, I think it's called. So I'm going to look more into that. We'll be talking about that on Monday. But that wraps it up for today, guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you guys for sticking with me the whole way through. Yeah, the Kit Kat Club. Catch my whiff do. Yep, that's where they met. Kit Kat Club. Trump and his wife through her agent. But that's all I have for today. Today was fun. You guys got me into the stream, and it seems to be the most popular medium or media of choice. No, it's not Telegram. I'm pretty sure it's called Telemessage. I'll have to look it up. I'll talk about it on Monday. But yeah, thanks, guys. You got me into the streaming thing. I've been wanting to stream. I stream games and stuff, but I've never really, you'll never see me on a TikTok live just staring at the screen talking. I've tried it before. It's so weird. Just looking at myself. At least this way I have stuff I can show you in videos and shit like that. And, articles I can go over. I just don't understand the appeal of standing in front of your phone and just waiting for people to throw gifts at you and comments and stuff like that and likes and whatnot. It's just strange. I'd rather do this and actually earn it. So again, if you guys would like to donate, you can find our link tree in the description of this video. You can find it on our bio, whichever platform you're watching on. You can find in the link tree our GoFundMe. If you don't like GoFundMe, I think I have my Cash App in the description of the video as well. A lot of people don't like the fees for GoFundMe. We just use it because it's easy to keep track of all the funds, and we know it goes towards a specific purpose. Not that it would if you did a GoFundMe, but I just like being everything in one place. I'm just a nice and tidy kind of guy when it comes to all that stuff. So if you can help out, great. If not, just go ahead and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. Let them know that I'm doing more and more content. And just the more time I have to invest into this, the better the streams will get, I promise. This is literally my third solo stream, I think. Yeah, I think so. Other than gaming, I think this might be my first live. Yeah, it's my third solo stream. I've never really been a big streamer, except for on video games, because that means I don't have to talk. I can just play video games. So, but thanks for watching, you guys. Appreciate it. Does it take the same cut YT does? Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, also, I don't know why people ask for gifts on TikTok. TikTok takes half the money. So any gifts you give to your favorite streamer on TikTok, TikTok keeps half of that shit. So yeah, love you guys. Thank you guys all for your support. Be safe, everybody. Thank you, Kat, Amanda, and friends. That is very good to point out. Definitely be safe if you're going to be protesting this weekend. Turn off your biometrics and be peaceful. Be peaceful, but definitely turn off your biometrics. Thumbprint, face scanner, all that shit. Only your code. That's the only way you should be able to open your phone if you go to a protest. And again, don't start shit. Don't be an instigator. Just be there for the purpose that you're, just have your purpose and go there for it. Don't, if there are instigators or people trying to just start shit there, don't get involved. If there's police, get them involved. Say, look, you got people trying to start shit over here. They need to go. And a lot of times, for the most part, the police are very accommodating when it comes to these protests. So far, from what I've seen anyway, but could change at any moment. Who knows? They could end up targeting protests here before too long if they suspend habeas corpus and all that shit. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. I'll be on TikTok playing video games if you guys still want to hang out. So other than that,